Dwarf mongoose. The dwarf mongoose, Helogale parvula, is a small carnivorous mammal belonging to the mongoose family, Herpestidae. It is found in various parts of Africa, primarily in savannas, grasslands, and open woodlands. Dwarf mongooses are known for their social behavior and cooperative living arrangements, making them an interesting subject of study in the field of animal behavior. Here are some key characteristics and facts about dwarf mongooses. Number 1. Size and appearance. Dwarf mongooses are among the smallest mongoose species, measuring about 7 to 12 inches, 18 to 30 centimeters, in length, excluding their tails, which can be 5 to 7 inches, 13 to 18 centimeters, long. They have slender bodies, short legs, and a pointed snout. Their fur is typically gray or brown with darker stripes or spots, helping them blend into their surroundings. Number 2. Social structure. Dwarf mongooses are highly social animals that live in groups known as troops or colonies. These troops can consist of around 12 to 20 individuals, but they can sometimes be even larger. The group includes dominant individuals, subordinates, and young offspring. Number 3. Cooperative behavior. Within a dwarf mongoose troop, cooperative behavior is highly developed. They work together to forage for food, defend their territory, and care for their young. Different members of the group might take on various roles, such as sentinels that keep watch for predators while others forage for insects and other food. Number 4. Feeding habits. Dwarf mongooses are primarily insectivores, feeding on a wide variety of insects, spiders, and other small invertebrates. They are also known to eat fruits and other plant matter occasionally. Number 5. Communication. These mongooses are known for their vocalizations, including chirps, chatters, and whistles. They use these sounds to communicate with each other and coordinate group activities, such as foraging and predator detection. Number 6. Reproduction. Breeding within a dwarf mongoose troop is often dominated by the alpha pair, which are the most dominant and experienced individuals. Other members of the group help care for the alpha pair's offspring. The dominant female usually gives birth to a litter of 2 to 5 pups after a gestation period of about 60 to 70 days. Number 7. Habitat and range. Dwarf mongooses are found across sub-Saharan Africa, inhabiting a range of habitats including grasslands, savannas, open woodlands, and scrublands. They are highly adaptable to different environments. Number 8. Conservation status. As of my last knowledge update in September 2021, the dwarf mongoose is not considered globally threatened. However, like many wildlife species, their populations can be affected by habitat loss, human activities, and other factors. It's important to note that conservation statuses can change over time, so I recommend checking with more recent sources for the latest information. Dwarf mongooses, like all living organisms, face a range of biological challenges in their environment that influence their survival and reproductive success. Here are some of the biological challenges that dwarf mongooses may encounter. Number 1. Predation. Despite their social behavior and cooperative strategies for predator detection, dwarf mongooses are still vulnerable to predation by various animals, including birds of prey, large snakes, and carnivorous mammals. Their small size and relatively delicate build make them attractive targets for predators. Number 2. Competition for resources. Living in social groups has its benefits, but it also means that dwarf mongooses must compete with their group members for limited resources such as food, water, and shelter. This competition can sometimes lead to conflicts within the group. Number 3. Food availability and foraging. As insectivores, dwarf mongooses rely on a steady supply of insects and other invertebrates for their diet. Changes in insect populations due to factors such as weather conditions, habitat alterations, and pesticide use can impact their ability to find sufficient food. Number 4. Reproductive challenges. Breeding within a cooperative social structure can present challenges, particularly for subordinate members of the group. Subordinates may have limited access to breeding opportunities and may invest more in helping care for the offspring of dominant individuals rather than producing their own. Number 5. Disease and parasites. Like many wildlife species, dwarf mongooses can be affected by diseases and parasites that can impact their health and overall population dynamics. In a close-knit social group, diseases can spread more easily, and parasites can be transmitted among individuals. Number 6. Habitat loss and fragmentation. Human activities, such as urbanization, agriculture, and deforestation can lead to habitat loss and fragmentation. This can disrupt the natural habitats of dwarf mongooses, making it harder for them to find suitable nesting sites, forage for food, and maintain their social groups. Number 7. Climate change. Changes in climate patterns can influence the availability of resources such as food and water. Extreme weather events, such as droughts and floods, can impact the survival of both dwarf mongooses and their prey. Number 8. Human interaction. Interaction with humans can pose various challenges, including habitat disturbance, accidental killings, for example, road accidents, and potential conflicts with domestic animals. Number 9. Genetic diversity. In small, isolated populations, there's a risk of reduced genetic diversity, which can lead to genetic disorders and reduced adaptability to changing environmental conditions.